Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. We are on the test server, and the first champion I want to showcase is the brand new Void Legendary Sulfurion, he looks absolutely incredible in game. He's a support champion, and guys, he is going to be absolutely amazing in apparently multiple areas of the game. That's right, in multiple areas of the game. I'm going to show you. I think I built a really good Hydra team to showcase his particular strengths. So I think you're going to really enjoy the Hydra showcase. The first thing I'm going to show you, though, is Arena. But to quickly break down what he does have an AoE revive that gives him an extra turn. Not the strongest revive, but the fact it gives an extra turn can let him go into his A2, which is an amazingly powerful defensive move, as well as offensive move. His A2 is a 3-turn cooldown. It's an AoE, not an attack, right? So you can bypass Poison Cloud on Hydra, but places HP burn on all enemies for 3 turns and instantly activates those debuffs, then puts a shield on all allies for 2 turns equal to the damage inflicted, though it cannot exceed 25,000 HP. I say most of the time it probably will give you about a 25,000 HP shield, which is really powerful, right? So you can revive your team, half HP in turn and 40% turn meter, extra turn, bam, AoE burns and give them a massive shield. Also, his passive, there's tons of stuff going on, but it's going to fill the turn meter of allies by 5% for each burn debuff place. So if you place 4, you're going to give them 20% more turn meter, bringing them from, well, 40 to 60% in that case. Or obviously, if they're alive, it's just going to boost their turn meter. And whenever an HP burn debuff is activated, it will heal them by 5% max HP. So again, you could get an extra 20% healing. So he can potentially revive you with 50 plus 20, so 70% HP, 60% turn meter, and a shield equal to 25,000. Pretty nice when all of that stuff synergizes. I will show you, I'll also show him to you in Spider. Whenever an ally is killed by an enemy under HP burn, gives him 20% turn meter, and he gets 7 speed for every HP burn debuff that is active. There's a lot of interesting things happening with this champion. The first thing I want to show you, I haven't seen anyone talk about this. HP burn, we're going to fight Hell Hades on the test server. We're not going to win. I just want to show you a quick fight. HP burn does bonus damage to Stone Skin. Watch the start of this fight. So we come in. Let me just pause it so you can see. We have 2 pieces of Stone Skin on Duchess. We've got 1 set of Stone Skin on Ultimate Death Knight. I stripped gear off Kymar, so my team is not built exactly correct, but that's okay. But look, here we go. We're going to come in with Sulfurion, right? Do his A2. Ready for it? Kaboom. Stone Skin gone, baby. Stone Skin gone. I don't remember when they added this into the game, and I haven't seen anyone talk about it. But how does it work? Basically this, right? So Stone Skin gives you a shield. I believe it's for 50% of your HP. And it does, I think, 15% HP damage, the burn, to enemies under Stone Skin. So it does 5 times as much damage, I'm pretty sure. Normally, a HP burn does, 3% of your health in damage, and it procs that AoE as well. This cranks up to 15. So if you've got 4 enemies that are burned, he places burns on 4 enemies. He activates burns on 4 enemies. That should do 60% max HP damage to Stone Skin, which is more than the Stone Skin shield. So in other words, I mean, as you can see right there, we come in, he's got 2 champs under Stone Skin, and kaboom, it's just gone, right? It's just gone. I think that's very valuable. On top of the fact, we just stripped off his Stone Skin, boosted our turn meter a whole bunch, gave us a really big shield. Also, as you can see, gave us a ton of healing that we don't actually need, and the burn's doing some work. So I think that's pretty interesting. Now, what makes it even more interesting, of course, I don't have any blessings at the test server, but you could bring in Incinerate, right, to the arena. You can get up to like 100% extra damage from HP burn. Double damage, right? As well as giving defense, HP, and accuracy. And you can also start decreasing their turn meter as well. This is potentially an insane combo, because now you've got somebody who's giving you tons of turn meter, big old shield. He can destroy Stone Skin potentially with that blessing, Incinerate. It's a meme blessing, but seriously. And he also brings in an AoE revive. Oh, he also gives you turn meter with his A1. It's pretty insane. Now, of course, he is going to struggle a bit against Polymorph, because he only places burn, right? It's the only thing he places, but that burn, it can polymorph you, and that can be a problem. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting. I honestly, again, I haven't seen anyone talk about this. I didn't think it would be that good, but I think it's got a whole lot of potential. So I think that's pretty exciting. I hadn't even built him for that. I was like, oh yeah, remember? Like I was thinking about Incinerate. I was like, oh, let me test this out. I don't even have Incinerate. Seems to have a ton of potential. That's insane. That's insane, right? You could do this with other champions, but he does it in the one move and he's void. No weak hits. Yeah, I think this is kind of nuts, honestly, right? So someone gets him with a blessing, let us know. How did I build him? I've built him for Hydra. I built him in Relentless with Perception. I've built him with very high speed and 400 accuracy. That's what we need for Nightmare Hydra. And then I did give him good defensive stats. Again, if you were going to build him for Arena, I don't know, you might have him a bit slower, probably a bit more accuracy and maybe more defense. I don't know. You might switch it up a bit though, right? Build him as more of a normal reviver. I'm not exactly sure what you would do, but I thought it was interesting anyway. That's why I built him for Hydra. I think makes sense. And I gave him again for Hydra. I did give him War Master. It's not really that good because he doesn't have an AoE. It's just his A1. So you could totally, it's probably better to send him down the defense tree. Now, in terms of the offense tree, the support tree, we've got a few things going on. So more accuracy, I think, is good, right? That's always going to be nice. Giving him turn meter when debuffs expire, so when his HP burns expire, bit of turn meter. I think that's kind of nice. But you could give him Swarm Smiter just to give more accuracy. Could be good as well. Lore of Steel, so we can get down into Master Hexer. Extending those burns, I think, is quite nice. Cycle of Magic, get his skills back, and then Spirit Haste, make him faster when people are dead. He doesn't really have many buffs. He's got the shield, but it's not that important to extend the duration of the shield, in my opinion. I did grab Shield Bearer, though, to make the shield stronger, and Healing Savior to make his healing, and his shield stronger as well, 10% stronger if an ally has 40% HP or less. Again, he does tons of healing and tons of shielding. I think this is very valuable. So those are broadly my ideas there. Again, if I was to switch him up, I'd probably send him down some of that defense tree as well and get him, I don't know, maybe get him Resurgent, Delay Death. There's nothing crazy strong here. Maybe Cycle of Revenge for Arena, or maybe Retribution for Hydra. I don't know. There's nothing crazy strong, but there's options. There's options. This is sort of a first impressions, right? So that was part one. Now, let me show you him in Spider as well. So we come into Spider Hard. We've got Artak and Newt. So our last fusion, and Artak has been free for everybody. We've got Cold Heart and then Royal Guard. So a couple of max HP nukers. We do want Royal Guard or Husk for the AoE max HP nuke, or a Chrysia. If you got a Chrysia, you should use a Chrysia, probably, right? But yeah, double HP burn explosion. So how does this work? I have to build Cold Heart really fast to be faster than him. You don't need these speeds. Again, for this team, you just need to be faster than the Spider, who has, I believe, 2, 4, 5 speed. And have your champs go in this order. So somebody goes first to get all the Spiders in. We place in those burns and explode them. And yeah, we go again. I'll show it to you again. So Cold Heart will go first just to spawn in all the Spiders. Sulfurion places the burn and explodes the burn. Then you could have Artak come in next and explode the burn. Here we go. Artak explodes the burn. We're going to get max HP damage from Newt. And then AoE slam from Royal Guard kills the Spiderlings. And it's going to kill the boss as well. And it's that simple. The order, you just need someone faster than Sulfurion. You need Artak to be slower than Sulfurion. And you want your Royal Guard to go last. And it's that simple. That's it. So very easy team to put together. For anyone that's playing right now, if you pull Sulfurion, I think he opens up this team very easily. Again, the speeds don't really matter. You just need to be faster than the boss. Obviously, I gave myself a really difficult job with the speeds because I made Sulfurion very quick and therefore need to make Cold Heart very quick. You don't need it. And again, you can switch the order slightly. I told you the important ones. Like Newt can go anywhere. Actually, he can take his turn at any point. You just want Royal Guard to go after Sulfurion and Artak, and you need one person to go before him. Like you can maybe ditch Cold Heart and have Newt be your fastest, but maybe a bit awkward. But yeah, look, Spider 10, easy farm, and he's going to be beast mode for basically any stage of Spider. He's going to kill it with just the burns, right? And maybe he can solo the damn thing. I don't know. He's going to be nuts for it anyway. So there we go. Now let's go into Hydra. Let me actually get the Hydra video up. So this was over here. Here we go. So I was trying a couple of things. Yeah, this should be it. Yeah, perfect. This should be it. So, well, first of all, I was trying. So this actually ended up being a really nice little... Now I'll skip ahead to the actual run. Okay, so the actual run I did. Let's go back to the actual run. I'll show you the actual run. So I forgot to book him. Right, I did some runs when I forgot to book him, and then I went back in and I booked him. When I said I wanted to show you him for Hydra, I said this is Nightmare Hydra, by the way. It's rotation 1 as well. I think I've put together a really good team here to showcase the strengths of this champion. This is not necessarily the best team, but it showcases the strength, because what does Sulfurion bring? Well, he's going to bring lots of damage with that burn and exploding the burn, but he's bringing you shielding, healing, and an AoE revive. Also, lots of turn meter between his passive and between his A1. He's going to give you lots of turn meter, and we're building into that exactly. We have no defensive buffs on this team. 0. Okay. Ugo is going to bring us, Ugo over here. Ugo is going to bring us obviously some healing and a little bit of a cleanse. We have decrease attack from Nekmothar, but that's it, right? We have no defensive buffs apart from that. Decrease attack is out. And then the only thing keeping us pretty much alive and making us not be killed is going to be Sulfurion with this team. I don't think it's ideal. This is not probably the best way to do it, but I just wanted to show you how strong his stuff is. And you're really going to see that in a minute when Head of Wrath comes in and we actually start taking damage. It's actually a very low damage starting 4 heads here. What else do we have in this team? So we've got Nekmothar. He's a beautiful combo here. Gives you a speed aura, though Sulfurion has got a really good HP aura that you could use instead. Nekmothar is going to give us the increased speed, AoE decrease speed, AoE decrease attack, everything sort of to keep us alive. We've got Royal Guard in as another source of damage just to compare. So our 2 damage dealers. Sulfurion is not only the one keeping us alive, he's also one of our main damage with his burn. He's giving us tons of turn meter, and he's the reviver too. But yeah, he's one of the 2 damage alongside with Royal Guard, basically. Ugo brings us that decreased defense and block buffs that we want, plus also some cleansing and healing, though I don't think it's probably needed with Sulfurion. Then we have Lanicus coming in. She has an ally attack that gives turn meter and extends buffs, and her A1 gives her continuous heals. So she's doing a few jobs. She is going to mischief tank for us. Her ally attack is giving us even more turn meter boost. So we got turn meter boost from Lanicus, from Nekmothar, and from Sulfurion, his passive and his A1. And the ally attack that Lanicus is pulling in is going to make Nekmo, who is in a provoke set, more consistent at landing provoke. And the ally attack is also going to give us even more turn meter, because whenever it brings in our boy Sulfurion, he's going to boost the turn meter more as well. And finally, we've got a Shamael in, I don't know, some random stuff. He's just sort of there to chill and look pretty and make the fear head not do anything, essentially. But that's the team. That's the concept. Very simple, very straightforward. And yeah, you can already see Sulfurion. He's doing some work. Let me skip ahead. We won't make you watch the whole thing, but you can see we're absolutely slamming through the dam. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Here we go. So actually, let's go back a touch. Royal Guard. Okay, so a couple of things to look at. Number 1, let's watch Royal Guard be eaten. You can see we're about 5 minutes into Nightmare, by the way. We've done almost half of the 1 key so far. There we go. So Royal Guard gets eaten. Right, can we break him out with just Sulfurion? Like, how much sort of damage are we talking here when he starts popping off? Is it going to be any good? Let's find out. Here we go. So yeah, we'll see him break stuff out. And at this point, actually, this was why I thought this was a really good run as well. We now have the 2 high damage heads. We got all the poisons coming out, and we've got Head of Wrath, who's going to start absolutely slamming us. So this should be a pretty nice showcase. I did this full auto as well, so we didn't target anything. You can see, look at all those turn meter boosts coming out from Sulfurion. Really nice, especially with the Relentless. I didn't mention, but you could totally run him in Reflex. I don't know if Relentless is the best. I just thought it would be a fun thing to showcase to, yeah, really see how much turn meter he's going to give us. It's a hard thing to quantify, but there you go. You can see he goes in, the AoE burn with the explosion. We're getting smacked around a little bit, but that's okay. And yeah, I mean, you can see we're going to basically break this champion free. No problem here at this point. So it's really not that bad. I think we should have some people die. At some point, we'll get to see him revive. So let me actually up the speed and let's watch that. So just to see, now we've got this higher damage coming in. Right, let's go. We've got some higher damage going to come in. Let's see what sort of stuff is going to start happening. In fact, let me up the speed even more. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So here we are. Again, you can see he's proccing those extra turns. The shield, it's lovely, but yeah, we'll see when some damage starts actually slamming through. His revive come in, see him pick people up. But I think this is his big strength and also sort of a big weakness in a sense, which is weird. He does so much to keep you alive. But that being said, in the absolute best Hydra teams, we're often not bringing a reviver. You know, a lot of my teams, I don't bring a reviver. Okay, look at this. We've just been slammed by that head. That hurts a lot. We're getting fairly beat up. Let's see. Let's wait for the healing to come in. So we're already getting some healing from like leeches and stuff like that. We're not too bad, but bam, look at that. You know, you go from being in something of a sketchy spot to, oh, suddenly everyone got a heal. Everyone got a massive shield. And every time one of these Hydra heads takes a turn, everyone gets healed because the HP burn ticks. I think we might get a cleanse off here and more damage comes in. Let's see. But yeah, what I was saying was, in a lot of the top Hydra teams, you know, you might not bring a reviver at all. You just don't need it. And in fact, you can be pretty good at not taking that much damage and not needing that much healing. Again, you can see we trigger the Head of Wrath very quickly because he's putting out all those burns, but we're able to survive just fine. Yet we have not landed a provoke, so we should get a cleanse out here, which could get kind of scary. Let's see it. Again, we've got no defensive buffs apart from what we have, and Nekmothar just missed decrease attack on the Head of Wrath, so we're going to see some pretty big damage come in. Everyone's got poisons. It's looking kind of sketchy. You're saying, Nub, you've really not brought any defensive things except for Sulfurion. You're in some big trouble right here. Let's see how it goes. So Wrath about to pop off any second now. Kabam! Really slams us. We're in a pretty rough spot now. It's not looking good. We get a bit of a shield there, so that's nice. The revive, bam, the shield, and even Ugo comes in, I think, with a little bit of a heal. And the team is, again, pretty nicely stabilized. We're starting to get some turn meter boosts. More healings coming through. And yeah, what was a scary situation with, again, really no defensives built at all, actually ends up being pretty much just fine. What happens in this run, by the way? Let's see him. He's going to come in again. Kaboom! And again, another massive heal. For Hydra, you could certainly think about running him in Miracle Heal. I'll say that. You could run him with Miracle Heal. That could be worth doing. Which would, again, turn all of that healing into... It's kind of mad to run a Rare Blessing, but to start destroying some of that, restoring destroyed max HP, you could put him in a Curing set. You could put him in the new Cursed. So Curing set... again, is even better probably than the Blessing, and it's just a set, makes his healing stronger and fix the destroyed HP. Again, we get absolutely smacked. He is so for this particular rotation, Ugo's the wrong affinity, so we're in sort of a bad spot. We get a bunch of extra turns and like, look at that. It's just ridiculous. Now, this did actually wipe because somebody got eaten and got the shield, and I wasn't targeting, so stuff went wrong. Oh yeah, we lost Nekmothar, and the cleanse came out with the stuff. So he's our provoke, so it overlapped badly. But there we go. So in this particular run, full auto, not the perfect team, but I think the perfect team to showcase the strength of Sulfurion, and also a good team. It's a good team, right? We did 41 million there, and you can see Sulfurion did the most damage on top of providing a crazy amount of healing and reviving and putting burns on through the poison cloud. And also giving tons of turn meter with his passive and his A1. It's pretty valuable stuff. So he outdamaged a 5-star Awakened Royal Guard. On top of bringing everything else. I think he's very, very, very good. However, you may not need all the shielding and healing. You may not need all this healing. And then he becomes a little bit worse. You know, then he is, yes, he's an AoE burn champion with turn meter. And that's good. So you're getting turn meter, you're getting avoid AoE burn. That's all good. But if you don't actually need the revive, if you don't actually need the shield, if you don't actually need the healing, which is certainly possible, he's not actually bringing that much. Yeah, AoE burn is great, and activating the burn, that's great. And the turn meter is great. But let's say Artak is going to also bring you decrease attack. And with all of his AoE hits with War Master, he is going to do more damage overall. Although affinity is you know, something of an issue there. But yeah, so sort of stuff to consider. Like I was saying with sets, there's a lot of options too in terms of how you build this guy in sets. But just to mention a few of them, obviously just stat sets is good. You could build him regen to make sure he stays alive, but I don't think it's important. Relentless was fine. It looks like I don't actually have any cursed sets at all. No, there we go. There's cursed. I think cursed could be really... not a great one, but it's an option. Actually, it's a bad option because he doesn't have an AoE attack, so this isn't so good. And that's the downside. You're not going to have Hex. You want to get that from somewhere else because it's so strong for Hydra right now. So don't bring Cursed, unfortunately. I think Relentless is good. I think that Reflex is really good too. Reducing the random skill cooldown, that is very strong as well, especially because he's getting an extra turn anyway on his revive. So Relentless doesn't do anything off that revive, but Reflex can proc. So that's always nice. Curing, like I said, could be really good. More healing and restoring destroyed HP. That's really nice. You can just give him some speed stuff. You could give him Guardian to help your team stay alive even more. You know, there's options there, right? There are options. Let me know what you think, though, of this champion. My thoughts, I honestly was very impressed. I think he's interesting for sure in Arena, insane for Hard Spider. And I think for most players, he's going to be exceptional for Hydra. If you pull this guy, he's going to absolutely destroy Hydra. What is the perfect team? The best team for him for the best damage in Hydra? Now, that I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, and I have to find out more basically in the future. But yeah, I think it's an interesting comparison with Artak, where Artak for like super endgame, super well built teams might actually be better in some ways, which is quirky. But yeah, no, Sulfurion, he's got a lot going for him. He's a great champ. Congrats if you pull him. He's cool. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I'll see you very soon for more of this test server madness. There's a lot of very good champions here on the test server. So I'll see you all for that. Thanks for watching and goodbye.